With long lines for tests and new coronavirus cases surging, Texas and other U.S. states that were some of the quickest to reopen for business are now worried that their hospitals are approaching capacity and rethinking their strategy. In Florida's Broward County, the famous Fort Lauderdale beach will be closed for Independence Day, July 4th.
I'm hearing from our hospitals that they're having a large number of patient influx, and if we don't control the spread, we might have a situation where we have to ration healthcare for someone who's ill. And that is definitely not a place that we want to be.
Same for California beaches.
Many people were not necessarily being as responsible as they otherwise, as we would like them to be as it relates to practicing physical distancing, social distancing, people that weren't wearing their face masks.
And in California and Arizona, as well as Texas, they're closing bars and nightclubs after seeing infections rise in people under 40. And masks will now be required in public in all of Kansas and in Jacksonville, Florida, the city where the Republican Party plans to hold some of its national convention. New York Governor Andrew Cuomo blamed President Trump for pushing states to reopen too quickly and called on him to issue an executive order requiring masks in public nationwide.
States that were recalcitrant, governors who said, we don't need to do this, masks don't work, all the political nonsense we heard. Now they're doing a 180, and you have the same states now wearing masks.
He unveiled a model to simulate the mountain of coronavirus cases that New York has overcome, with new infections and fatality rates now at their lowest levels since the start of the pandemic and continuing to trend downward. One leading global health expert says the states must act quickly and aggressively.
If we think about the things that are really risky, most of these states opened when their underlying level of cases was really still high. They weren't coming down. So I think they didn't meet the White House's own guidelines.
Experts say even with these new measures in place, it may now take weeks to start to see infection rates in these areas decline. Kristen, Saloomey, Al Jazeera.